Christian here, and I'm out here in beautiful Utah, in God's country in the Rocky Mountains, and I'm here with Nick Panos, who is one of the co-founders of Legend Motor Co., and he's going to show us his flagship vehicle, the Signature Series, right here. Alrighty, man, so tell us about your baby. Show us what it's all about, and just, if you can, like, show us what separates you from everybody else.
Sure. So behind me, we've got our Signature Series from Legend Motor Co. And I guess we can just start right here in the front. First thing you might notice on our Signature Series is that this does look like a Defender, okay? We have tried to retain the classic silhouette of a Defender. However, this entire body here is custom made and is not of Land Rover at all. So that might be a little bit shocking at first, and then you might notice secondly, as we come around, are these large tires. We have a 37-inch BF Goodrich mud terrain tire. We chose to run a 37-inch tire. I think that is kind of the new standard in off-road vehicles. Lately, you'll start to see like the Raptors, Broncos, Jeeps, all fitting 37s very easily. We wanted that tall of a tire for its off-road prowess. As we kind of walk around, again, classic silhouette in the front here of a Land Rover. We kept the original galvanized Defender bumper here. I thought that was a really cool feature on the Defenders when they first came out and on the series. Underneath here, we can dive into the drivetrain. So up front we have Dana's Super, or Ultimate 60 if you will. So the Ultimate 60 axle is really cool. Huge brakes on there, extremely beefy steering, Falcon steering stabilizer, and then inside the axle we have a 488:1 ratio with an ARB air locker. So absolute monster of an axle, plenty to handle the 37s. We can walk around this way. Inside here, some of the suspension components. You'll have to forgive me, it's a bit dirty, but we went and had some fun with it yesterday. So this is a quick spray off car wash, best we could do for this morning here. Inside, we utilized TerraFlex's coils. So we have a TerraFlex coil, we have TerraFlex speed bump inside, and then we have a Fox Factory Series remote reservoir 2.5-inch body shock. Excellent dampening, fully adjustable. We can adjust the dampening and rebound on this shock. So you can absolutely dial in the suspension to perfection. Coming around here, we have Curry's anti-rock sway bar system. So that's, again, a really cool sway bar system. It's a torsion style. There's no disconnecting while going off-road. And then the on-road manners are extremely good. Always connected and have that feel, that safe control. I guess we can still keep going down here. So we actually are on a Jeep JK chassis. This is a very proven chassis for its road manners as well as its off-road capabilities. We went ahead and upgraded this chassis to the Alpine long arm kit with an IR bushing. We chose the IR bushing for its OEM qualities, but its robustness as well. So we have a lot of vibration dampening, but it's also a very quiet operating system. And then 37 again in the rear, same shocks on the rear. The rear axle again is a Dana 60, same beefiness. Coming around the back, dual swing out tire carrier, full size 37. Have a little basket here. This is pretty cool. This can hold a cooler, can hold jerry cans, it can hold whatever you want actually. So I'll open up the rear, pretty easy. What we have here is, this is our soft top. This does roll up safari style, and then, so in here is what we have. This is the audio system for the car. So this is Soundbox Bluetooth speaker, and it is actually the world's loudest Bluetooth speaker, and I can attest to that. It is very loud, but it's also quality. So the quality of the audio is excellent. We chose to use this component for the car as opposed to cutting holes in the doors, running speaker wires, and ultimately using a stereo that pairs to your phone and back to the speakers. This is a more simplified method. It's simply just your phone to speaker. So this is also removable. So if you do want to take it with you, pops out, take it camping, take it to the beach, whatever, and pretty easy to do. I mean, but also very loud inside the car. So, all right, give you a little tour on the inside. Again, pretty dirty, but this is real world. We like to use these cars, and this is what happens. So, inside, we really wanted to keep the aesthetic simple. So the dash, we decided to do its own color and make this its own statement piece throughout the car. These are custom gauges we had made for us by Classic Instrument. Very cool. So the font, the logo, everything is custom to us and to Legend. I did it, billet steering column, tilt, you know, just super modern, awesome, works really well. Again, a really good product that I've used for a lot of years. Moving forward, you have your heat and AC controls. Very easy. That's done by Vintage, or I mean resto-mod air. And then again, we have some billet rocker switches, and these are all custom made for us as well. Onto the seats. We chose to use a classic look of the Defender seat, so you might recognize this seat if you've owned a Defender before. We just wanted to keep that style throughout, but we took it apart and redid it in a Moore & Giles full aniline leather. It's very soft, it's very supple, it's very thick leather. This is not your typical, I would say, car leather. It does show a lot of the character, as you can see already from getting in and out. I happen to feel that that leather was appropriate for this car. I actually like how you do see all the characters in the leather, so it doesn't wear out, it wears in, we like to say. You will see some of that character here on the door as well. But it is a super high quality leather and it works really well. It's extra durable. Moving to the back. Again, very simple, second row seating, 3 seats in there. You may notice, if you are familiar with like a Defender 110, your 110-inch wheelbase, we're 116. So our extra 6 inches gets made up here. That translates to an extra 6 inches of room, leg room here on your second row. When you sit in there, you're really going to notice that. It's awesome, especially with adults sit in the second row. What else do we have? Oh, let's get under the hood. Get some cool stuff. So what you're looking at inside here is GM's LT1 motor. This is actually their E-Rod version, 50 state, emission compliant, 6.2 liter, 455 horsepower. It is an absolute monster, and it propels this beast very adequately. It is an absolute perfect engine for this vehicle. Backing the transmission, we do have their 8-speed automatic. And then behind that, we have Atlas 2 transfer case. And the low range is 3.8 to 1. So it's a twin stick Atlas 2 transfer case. Very, very, very robust.
And what do you have the output as? Did you get it, were you able to get it dynoed or?
So output, we chose to keep the output relatively stock. Our goal for this vehicle was to have a really smooth and tame drivability, as well as dependability. So we're not going for max horsepower, max torque here. We're actually just going for the reliability aspect of a stock tune on this motor. So 455 horse is what they say. We haven't put it on the dyno to see the real number to the wheel. We'd rather go off seat of the pants feel, honestly. We don't care what the numbers say, and I promise you, if you drive this thing, you'll agree. We're fine.
Cool. So what do you say we take it for a spin, eh?
Let's go.
All right.
Alright guys, so we are about to take this beautiful machine for a nice little test drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so what we got here, we got a 6.2 liter LT.
Yep, LT1.
LT1. Ooh, interesting brake pedal.
It's a Hydro Boost, so it's going to feel really easy.
Got you.
Yep.
And then what do I do? Just pull back?
You're going to push the button in with your thumb, pull straight
Cool.
back, all the way.
All the way.
There, yep, let's drive.
Alrighty. Whee, here we go. Ooh, nice easy power steering. Is it hydraulic or is it electric?
It's hydraulic.
Hydraulic, good old fashioned.
Yep.
Wow. I gotta say, man, like right off the bat, I mean, I get the immediate, like, whoops, pedal placement. Sorry about that.
All good.
That does take a little bit of getting used to.
Totally, like every car, you know?
Yes, sir. Definitely love the outward visibility on this thing. Is definitely got the Defender vibes, at least from here. Just I mean, from the obvious, the boxy shape, the outward visibility.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like you're on top of the world with this thing. But
nice commanding view of the road. You're kind of sitting up.
But
yeah.
I gotta say, if I don't feel like, see, like when you drive the original Defender, it feels like you're gonna fall over. Like at least for me,
like a top-heavy feeling.
It has a top-heavy feeling.
Right.
You know, just like a colleague of ours arrived in an old Mitsubishi Delica, and I was making fun of those things because they're so skinny and they're tall.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god, that thing must be a handful in crosswinds. But
yeah.
And that's the impression I always get. You know, with the old Defenders and even the old Discos, like
especially a lifted one too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yep. And
the old school Range Rovers, like. But this feels, for some reason, like more stable.
Yeah, well it is. We got a lot more width on the axles, so your track width, and then we also have a 6 inches more on the wheelbase, so we're a little bit longer. So all that should just equate to a more stable feeling ride.
And I love the gauges, the simplicity of everything, just like
everything you need, just vitals.
And it's so refreshing compared to like all the freaking like modern cars today with screens everywhere. And not to sound like an old fart, but I'm only 34, but it's like. It's such a great feeling. It's like refreshing. You know?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so I know that on the walk around you said we got lockers front and rear, right? So we got 2 buttons here to control that.
Yep, you have your air compressor, so that'll turn the air compressor on, and then you have your lockers. So, you know, we only engage those for low and serious off-road conditions. But yeah, just up front here, easy to control.
Remind me again, the air compressor is pneumatically controls the lockers.
Yeah, so an ARB air locker is it works off of compressed air. So compressor turns on, fills the system, and then there's a collar inside the differential that will engage or disengage based off air pressure. And so that's how these switches, they'll control the locker. It's a selectable locker.
Cool. And then what do these 2 levers do? We got 2 levers here, a la old school Land Cruiser Jeep. You know, where they
old school twin stick Atlas 2 transfer case. So essentially what we do is we control the outputs individually. We can control the front output and the rear output. It gives you tons of options. So right now we're in front output's neutral, and then rear output is in high. So that's 2 high. We can go 2 low if you just need an extra lower gear, you know, in 2-wheel drive. We can go 4 high, 4 low. We could even go rear output neutral, front output high or low. So you can have a front wheel drive. This is all, you know, technical stuff for rock crawling and stuff like that. It's really probably never going to be used in this vehicle. I mean, but you still have the capabilities of doing it. So just a very technical transfer case, if you will. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but this is the best and most robust transfer case they make on the market.
Cool.
So yeah.
All right, so I'm just sitting here at this traffic light because I wanted to ask you for permission to see if I could open this 6.2 up.
Absolutely. Let's find a good street away and then just stomp on it for me.
All right.
What I want you to do is, if you feel comfortable,
I'm listening.
Stay in it through a few gears. Okay, all the way.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go, guys. I don't know if you can see it, but I was ready the whole time. Woo! Wow. I mean, you can't beat a 6.2, man.
Yeah.
And those shifts, woo!
Right?
That sounded great.
Yeah.
It is a bit noisy in here.
Yeah, soft top, you know.
Soft top, yeah. But obviously you had some thoughts of comfort, but you know, I guess this is just the nature of the beast sort of thing, right?
Totally. But when we talk about comfort, I'm referring, you know, to
I'll slow it down just to get it a little more quiet in here so we can chat.
Sure. I would say, like, you know, overall suspension predictability, handling, bumpiness, rattles, stuff like that, right? So you're definitely driving a car that's got, you know, 37s on it, got a lot of horsepower. It's, you know, but the road manners, you feel like you're confident taking it on a drive, though.
That's cool, man. too. Like,
Yeah.
like as long as you can get used to like the soft top and back then, we got some shaky bits here, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think the extra wind outside's not helping a lot at all either.
Right. Well, yeah, no, these seats are superb. And it's just like the space compared to like an old Defender. Like in an old Defender, you feel like you're not to fall back on cliches, but like a sardine in a tin can. Like, I guess as you approach like the 5'8", height and above, it's just OG Defenders are terrible. Cool.
Yeah.
You find a place to turn around, we'll head back. Sure. I guess since we're talking too, what's the craziest thing you guys done with this car so far? This specific car?
We tried to preserve. We want to test the vehicle and capabilities. We also want to preserve it for, if there's a customer that buys it. Because this one, actually this one is sold, but originally, originally it was preserving it in nice enough condition that when we do offer for sale, that they do feel like they're getting a brand new car. But there's a fine line there too, because
Don't worry, I'm going to avoid it.
we want to, what we want to do is we want to shake down the cars, okay? So I've built cars for a long time, and I find that actually 1,000 miles is the appropriate shakedown time to feel confident in delivering a vehicle. So we've had issues come up at 100 miles, 200 miles, 800 miles, and all of that really, I'd rather it happen on my time so I can fix it rather than delivering it and then having a problem occur at 800. 1,000 miles seems to be the magic number for us.
So you don't just build these, you thoroughly test them, you thoroughly break them in and make sure they're good.
Absolutely. I just want to deliver it with confidence to the customer.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And I think, the customer that really wants a brand new car, which they are getting, 1,000 miles is well worth it's well worth it to put those miles on a car.
Yeah.
So nothing's going to happen to the car other than it'll be, delivered appropriately.
For sure.
It'll still smell brand new, feel brand, look brand new, so not a big deal.
I mean, and also in your defense, a lot of people don't know this, but OEMs or even the actual car manufacturers themselves, when they produce engines, they will actually bench test them.
Correct.
And they will actually run them. Some companies, not all of them, but some companies will actually do durability tests, and these are actual engines that they will put in a production vehicle on the production line. They'll bench test them to make sure that they operate within spec, that they can hit the rev range and the red line and not, spin rod bearings and stuff.
Yep.
And then the engine's somewhat broken in, it goes into the car, and then it's just advised to the customer to continue breaking it in for another 1,500 miles or so.
Absolutely.
So it's absolutely, not abnormal at all.
Nope, and we just want to go ahead and take that step. And when you're building a new car from ground up, you're essentially taking all these components that other people manufacture and you're putting them together and expect them to work harmoniously, right?
Right.
And they can if you do your homework correctly. However, you still are picking like a GM motor, Willwood master cylinder. I did it still, Colin. All these things are designed to work on their own. When you want them to work together, other variables come into play, and you want to make sure they all play nicely.
Very cool. All right, and then tough question.
Yeah.
What is your single most favorite thing about this vehicle? You can only pick one.
Oh, it's tough.
That's like asking a car guy what's your number one favorite car.
Yeah, that's tough. On this one, I'm particularly proud of the color. So this is the color of my own creation. When we came to market, it's always a tough choice, right? What color are we going to do when you come to market? There's blacks, there's whites, there's a lot of the trendy colors. There's Keswick green, which is a good Land Rover color, can't go wrong. Mm-hmm. Good tan. We follow the trends and automotive colors and stuff. I feel like this color was not trendy. It was very timeless, and it actually can have a high-end feel, but also be rugged. So having this brick color, we call it Sedona. I just think, and it took us about 100 paint samples to get right. I mean, we played with the percentage of metallic. We went from silver metallic to gold metallic. We went from, oh my gosh, different color primer, all kinds, right? So it took us a long time, and we're pretty proud of it. But that's a really tough choice. That's a tough question.
It's like trying to pick the color of the wallpapers in your home, right?
Well, it's just tough because I love all aspects. I love the dash.
Oh,
I love how clean that came out with. I love the leather. I love the stance. I love the power. But I actually really do like the color a lot. So
awesome. All right. And then, actually, just out of curiosity, I had a question kind of popped up in my head. Do you plan on doing a 3-door or a 2-door version, like a la?
Yeah, we sure do. Yeah, absolutely. We got the designs in the works right now.
Very cool.
Yep. So something we haven't touched on at all either is we have our classic series that we've introduced, and we've also been selling those right now. So that's everything the Signature series is, minus the tire size. So we drop it down to a 33. The axles drop down to a Dana 44. And then a few other things we drop down in performance, right? So the shocks are still a high performance shock, but they're not going to be the remote reservoir, tuning, tuning, dampening, and rebound. So there's a couple things that we change. You still get all the fit and finish. You still get the high-end details. But we've changed a lot of the stuff to bring the price point down. And we brought the price point down to $189. And as soon as we did that, we really hit on some people that were on the fence. And as soon as we did that, tons of people threw down, and the orders kind of went crazy. So that'll be a really cool one to produce, and then maybe do a follow-up if you want as well.
Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Please keep me in touch for that.
Absolutely. But then back to your original point, we are working on like a 3-door, so like more of a 9D, if you will, size.
Gotcha. And then just for clarification, can you just like really quickly just go down the difference between like how the classic series and the Signature series, how they stack up in your lineup?
Totally. So Signature series is going to be our pinnacle. So that's our vehicle that is actually. Let me back up. We have one in the works. That's
Okay.
kind of a secret.
Is it a secret you're willing to just shed a little bit about? Like, can I still keep it in, or do you want me to kind of step?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
We haven't built it. We've only built it on paper.
Okay.
And it's an all-out race truck, essentially, underneath, with high-end finishes inside. It'll be supercharged. It'll have triple bypass shocks. It'll have coilovers. It'll have trailing arms in the rear. It'll have bead locks. We're just waiting for the right customer to say, Nick, I want that. We're waiting for them to say, Signature Series is nice. What else can you do? I want more. And I would say, guess what? We've already built it on paper. We've got you. So anyway, I would say that without that, because I haven't built it, the Signature Series is our top model. And as you know, it comes with full leather, soft top, hard top option, 2-piece door or 1-piece door. These are all options you can play with on our website. Big axles.
You have a builder?
We do have a builder, yeah. Colors, interior, rotate the view, all that stuff. So it's really nice. And then jumping down to the Classic Series, they're more entry level. That's going to have, again, you can still build that option as you want, right? But the base Classic Series is going to have cloth seats, Dana 44s, 33-inch tire, soft top, and 1-piece doors. So it will have the 1-piece door with the roll up and down. We really designed this to be more of an urban-friendly vehicle, so very off-road capable, but also very friendly as a daily driver. So everything, it'll have a different TK, so it's a shift on the fly 4-wheel drive. The shifter's a little bit different as well. The driving experience is going to be about as easy as you can get in a vintage, car like this, a retro-looking car.
Any plans for a manual option?
I would love to do manual option all day. This automatic, fit the bill to come to market. Everyone can drive it, right? I think that would have to be a spec'd option when you're building your car with us.
Absolutely.
But I would love to see a manual option all day long.
Absolutely.
Yep, I would love that.
I think you and I both agree, and I think the rest of the off-roading enthusiast community, would agree that manuals are high in demand.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're an off-roader, they're very, very useful.
And it just adds on to that driving experience, right? You're actually driving the car now. I love that. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Well, I really appreciate the time to host me and allow me to drive this phenomenal automobile. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is Nick Panos of Legend Motor Co., co-founder. I'm Christian, and in the meantime, catch you next time.